And we are live with everybody's favorite stepdad, the UBIE today. Hold on, I think I actually have, I can do applause. There we go. Very nice.
Was that too loud?
Nope, that was perfect.
That was great.
Let's
Okay,
roll
good.
the intro,
Good.
and then we'll get into some guitar-related things.
You're live in 3, 2, 1.
Jonathan, what on earth are you doing?
I'm frantic. I am frantic. I'm
Calm
trying
down.
to figure out a situation here.
Nobody's mom cares, okay? I swear this
I know
never
they don't.
happens.
It never does. No, the issue
Are
is
you really
that
live if everything works?
That's right.
No. Well, the issue is I have this little Zoom pod track thing that I can run everything into, and it's fine. But the problem is it won't monitor through it. So I have to monitor through my regular interface through the computer. It's like it's a weird disconnect. So I need to get the monitoring here, and everything's fine. Because otherwise, I can't hear myself play. I can't hear myself talk. The only thing I'm doing now is listening to you guys.
Oh,
So there's a
no.
feedback through the microphone. That's it. So, oh well, as is the way.
Well, welcome in, everybody, and welcome to OnlyFrets. UBIE, what do you got there in your lap, sir?
Oh, you're talking about the guitar.
Yes.
Not what you can't see off screen.
Not the 9-pound hammer.
How did you see that?
How could you miss it?
Well, I mean, I don't have the microscope out. So it's one of my viewers had finally gotten tired of me not having a Floyd Rose, so he decided that he had a guitar was gathering dust, and it had a Floyd Rose on it, and he sent it to me. Now, this is the most metal guitar I own, at least the way it looks. It is a Chipson, sadly, not a true blue SG Gibson, but it is the Tony Iommi inlays. But the fun thing is,
Ooh.
That's a Floyd Rose special on an SG. That doesn't belong there, but it works crazily enough.
So sick, dude. It's so awesome.
Yeah, that's nice.
And he's been living that now for about a week, and it's, dude, pound for pound. That thing is awesome. It's amazing.
Yeah,
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Man. It's really sick.
the I love the fact that it's number one. I prefer the Gibson scale length, just because a lot of people like the Fender scale length because it fights back a little bit on them, and that's fine. It's got a lot more snap to it, and those sort of things. But I like control a little more. I like to bend a bit more than others. I play a more of a bluesy style, a more expressive style. So that scale length calls to me, and then this has got a Floyd Rose, which It's got a little bit more float to it, so it's a little more bendy as opposed to hardtail.
Yeah.
And this is the only guitar I have that's got 8s on it. This is actually set up to run with 8s on a Floyd Rose. It actually only runs two springs.
Nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say it probably only needs the 2 springs in the back.
So
Wow.
I mean, because of that, this is my lead guitar. I mean, I play all my leads on it because. It's super expressive. It's not great for chugs with those thinner strings, but it's super duper expressive.
Very cool.
Right.
Very, very cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really neat.
What an awesome thing for a viewer to do. Also, just super great. And we'll get into the community you've built here in a little bit. But Jonathan, what do you got, sir?
Latest acquisition, the very unpopular, apparently, on Guitar's Garden Firefly star shape.
So cool.
Very cool guitar.
I like it.
Yeah.
This is box fresh. Like, I opened it 24 hours ago, 48 hours ago, not done a single thing to it, and it just rips. It's so good. The action could probably come down here just a little bit. That's just a personal thing, but my God, this thing awesome for like $200.
Yeah.
If you haven't bought one, go buy one, because they're still sitting there. They've been sitting there forever. What I'm trying to do is I was trying to run it into I've decided this. The Stritch pipe tones night and day difference from the Sonic Cake Pocket Master.
Like better?
That is my new go-to for that. Like better, yes.
Really?
It is. Yeah. The big reason is because I was just messing around with it more. The ability to load in like neural ant modeler stuff, whatever. But you can also load in the IRs, the cab sims, and use them interchangeably. With the Pocket Master, if you loaded in a NAM capture that was like an amp capture, you couldn't use their IR. So you were forced to find like full rigs.
Oh,
which I thought that was very, very limiting, right? Because there are some
you
really
have
good
the
full
Sonic Cake
rigs.
app, you can use different heads with
Can you?
Yeah.
I was about to say,
like,
yeah,
because I couldn't do that. And I had it on the computer. So for me, it was, that was very limiting. But seeing with this, and to me, these come across better on the Stretch, just in my opinion. And I'm not the only one that said that.
Okay. Just a little ease of use and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
nice.
I mean, I can't hear myself, but like, I don't know if you can hear that or not.
Yeah, sounds badass.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah, so like that's a full rig one. That's an Eagle. I forget. I don't know what the Eagle is specifically, but it's an Eagle with some delay and reverb on it, but an overdrive. Well, I'm messing around with it.
Nice.
So
my biggest problem with the Pocket Master is when you bring the NAM models in on the Pocket Master, it converts it from the NAM model into their own proprietary model.
Yes.
And it loses the normalization. So a lot of those were not normalized correctly when they built the NAM model, and it's fixed in NAM itself. And so on the Pocket Master, you could have what is a great high gain cabinet sound, but man, that sucker's gain, the actual level in the Pocket Master is on the floor, so you have to crank everything up just to hear it.
Yep, I had that issue.
But with the Stretch, I'm telling you, with the Stretch, it's whatever it is that goes in there. It doesn't do weird conversions or nothing, because I've done a lot of tests with it. So night and day, it's so much better. Which is very strange, because you would think from a brand like that, like Sonic Cake's been around for a while. Stretch, I think, is like a relatively new player to the game.
Yes.
And for them to come in with something like that, it's very impressive. And apparently there's another box like that going around too right now that's under $100. I haven't checked it out yet. I don't know who the company is, but I've seen like Guitar Max make a video on it, a couple other smaller channels.
It's a new Sonic Cake.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, is it? Okay. So
Brian's
it's like a Pocketmaster 2.
What was that, Ubi?
Maybe they've fixed some problems.
Brian has done those, the new one from Pocket Master also.
Yeah, it might,
really? Okay.
Jonathan, it might fix some of those issues for sure.
I would hope so, yeah. I mean, because the Pocket Master's good. Like, the presets in it are really good. I really like the presets in it, but it's just when you start to edit stuff, in my experience, again, I could just be ignorant to some stuff. It just has its limitations, clearly. And with the conversion of the type of file, yeah, to me, that just kind of lost me. Once I got something to compare it to, night and day difference.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, I would say this, you sent me your second Pocket Master or whatever that you had, because you had two of them. And I really enjoy it for what it is. And basically, as a platform for my pedals. And, maybe I use it for a little bit of reverb or delay or whatever. It's really, really good. I don't use it all that often. I'm through my normal setup most days, but when I do use it, I'm always happy with what I get out of it. But it was free to me, and I would say if you're going to spend your money, definitely worth it to do your research and find, the best one.
Absolutely. Sure.
Yeah. So Mr. Ubi, we were talking earlier about, speaking of gifts, that guitar on your lap there, and kind of made me think of just sort of like the community aspect that you seem to do. I would say, I mean, obviously we all kind of met through Brian's channel for the most part, which is, a huge credit to him. He's done a great job with Off the Rails, and that being such a fun live stream to attend. But you sort of took it to like a very personal level, in my opinion. And you seem to do that with more grace than most of us do in live streaming. And I mean, kind of give us your rundown of, how that all came about, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. So you got to realize my start in streaming actually doesn't start in streaming. I've been a radio guy. I literally broadcast radio for 10 plus years. So the entire experience of taking and producing a show for other people is something that I've been doing for 20 years now, because I have 10 plus years in broadcast radio. And then I went to Twitch. I was a Twitch game streamer for 4 years before I jumped over into YouTube and the guitar community. So, and Twitch is worse than YouTube as far as building a community. You have to be, there are two ways to grow on Twitch. Either you have to, I hate to say this, but it's honest. You have to pay to be discovered. And that is get the whole machine behind you to actually get you discoverability, or you have to actually go out there and build an honest to goodness community, because otherwise you cannot grow on Twitch at all. And so I brought that mindset over when I came over here. I'm like, I'm not looking to get people. I don't care about how many people watch my streams. What I want the people who watch it to be involved, and it's not my stream, it's our stream, and that's how I always approach my streams. They're a dual purpose for what I designed my streams for. My streams were originally designed to be, I sat down and I'm like, man, I'm finally going to try to get good at guitar for real. I'm going to absolutely do my best to learn guitar. I've got 30 years of start, stop, on and off guitar, self-teaching. I'm at a beginner / intermediate level. I've got terrible things that I have had to unlearn and all this other stuff. I've never really put the grind in. I've never did the whole work to be good at guitar. So I'm going to do that. And so I made that about a year and a half ago. I decided that's what I was going to do. And one of the most important things that I found when I started digging into it is you need to record yourself so that you can see what you sound like, help yourself work your way out of these problems. Or I'm like, well, if I'm recording myself anyway, why don't I just do this as a live stream? And that way, not only am I recording myself, but then I'm hanging out with my friends while I'm doing it. And so that was my initial reasoning for doing what I was doing. And the whole thing that I had done to get myself to get better was I started the whole embrace the suck motto. It's like, look, you suck when you start, and you have to suck to get good. You have to go through that phase. So I'm like, if everybody sees me, doing the work and powering through it and all that, maybe they'll go, hey, you know what? If UBIE can go out there and do that, maybe I can do that. And so maybe I can inspire other people. So the channel grew organically from this is UBIE practicing to this is UBIE trying to get everybody to actually go out there and be better themselves. And it took on legs on its own, and it just grew from there.
Well, I'll say this, and I'll let Jonathan jump in here real quick, but let me just say this. We have 9 live viewers right now. That's like, I mean, we don't get that many that often, so I want to thank everybody from your community coming over. We've got Brian in here, Steve, a lot of regulars, people that pop in, but even like CD, Chris Nelson, he hadn't subbed yet, and he just did. Thank you for that, Chris. Appreciate you. So it kind of speaks to what you're talking about. Like, you really, it might just be, the homies, but the homies show up all the time. And that's the one thing I love about your stream is when I come in there, usually on Wednesdays, it's all the friends and family. They're all hanging out, So
you're right. There is a giveaway. We're giving away. We're giving away Sean's SG on this.
That's right. Yeah. Right.
Second place is your mom's panties. We'll give those back to you to go give back to hers.
Used in a plastic bag.
Used in a plastic bag. Don't open them. So to your point, I was going to say with the embrace the suck kind of thing. That's something that I think a lot of beginners have the hardest time with. And the fact that you have kind of taken that to say, I'm going to jump onto live streams and like essentially open yourself up to like other people's criticisms. Because let's face it, whether they like you or not, you're going to have some people in there that don't, and they're going to be like, oh, you suck. Right. Have you had that happen with you? Have you had people like blatantly rude to you in a live or even just online? And how do you react to that as a beginner? I mean, does it ever discourage you at all, or do you just kind of continue with that embrace the suck kind of thing? Or I'm interested to see hear how you.
Yeah, for sure, it happens, and it happens probably not daily, but we'll get people who jump in and get comments like he doesn't know how to use his pinky finger, that's why he's staying in pentatonic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And one of the most important aspects for that is if you actively embrace the suck and you get out in front of it, you take away everybody's power to criticize you. That doesn't mean it's not, you're not going to have that initial mental reaction. But what I do is I say, you're right, I suck. As a matter of fact, if you'll look at the title of the stream, I say loud mistakes. It's in the title. If you came in here expecting something else, that's because you don't know how to read and move on. So that's all you've got to do in that situation. Now, having said that, it's easier to say that than it is to do it. But it's just like getting better with guitar. If you're gonna be in that situation where you are putting your creativity out there, you're going to get criticism. Some of it's going to be constructive, good criticism. Some of it is going to be destructive criticism from people who are trying to be trolls. And what you'll learn is over time, you will learn to deal with that. You will get to the point where you will be way more comfortable in what you're doing and care way less about what anybody else thinks about it. But it's a skill like anything else, so you have to actually go through it to learn how to deal with it.
Yeah, I was going to say,
and I think that's one of the hardest
John.
parts for beginners is getting past what people think, because it's like at the end of the day, I always try to tell people, like, you're here to have fun. If you enjoy it, like, you're going to get better if you stick with it. But if you let the people get to you, yeah, it's like you're not ever gonna go anywhere with it, and then you're gonna lose the fun in it. So, I was just curious how that worked with someone that is or more beginner, intermediate, if they've experienced it or how often they experience it is really what I was after. But thanks for that.
It's great. We kind of talked about this last week, Jonathan. How the way like you and like Ryan from 60 Cycle Hum sort of meet the criticism over whatever it may be, kind of head on a little bit. Ubi has you have like a different way. You usually face it with like what most people would call self-deprecating humor, and it is that, but also I've found in my life it keeps you internally humble if you can make fun of yourself, if you can be, it's that know thyself type of like idiom, right? Like where I played, I went on your stream yesterday. I was talking about how I played basketball on Wednesday morning. I play with, a bunch of guys my old ass age and, a few younger guys and stuff like that. And yesterday I had what I would call a good run where I'm performing to what my standards were for myself when I was like in my 20s. Right. Like I hit all my shots. I was doing the right stuff. I didn't turn the ball over a bunch, played pretty decent defense, like all that. And when I have those games, the guys are great about pumping you up, just like we are on your channel, Ubi. Like you have a nice run and I'll be like, dang, dude, like you slipped that one in there or whatever. Like, and we want to be supportive and you want to accept that support. But at the same time, you don't ever want to forget, I just like, took the high fives and was like, thanks, but I don't let myself get too wrapped up in it for too long. Like you can be proud of yourself and also still know that there's work to be done. And that's something I think you do maybe better than anybody on the internet.
Well, I appreciate that. One of the things that I try to do, so another big thing for me is I'm comedic. Okay. Comedy is very important to me. And I actually spent quite a bit of time learning comedy, not just being funny, but actually studying the art of comedy, the art of comedic writing, those sort of things. It helps in radio for one thing, but it also helps in any situation in the world. One of the most important things in comedy is you do have to have a target for comedy. One of the safest targets out there is yourself. If you target yourself, you only have to worry about hurting yourself, upsetting yourself. You're not going to cancel yourself. So that's my default state. Now there is some area in there that you need to be careful, because if it's too often, that self-deprecating humor can absolutely wreck your own self-confidence. And I deal with that just like anybody else. Yeah. Imposter syndrome, feeling of inadequacies, usually in the bedroom. But what happens is that, see, there they go, the comedy, the self-deprecation
Yeah.
right there. Brandy's in chat right now, and she will absolutely agree. But not true at all. But the key is finding that balance, because you want to be funny, but you don't want to lose yourself in it. But you can always target yourself if you're looking for a safe target. Like if I target bassists, for example, that's a standard thing for a guitarist. Like, guitarists are smart, bassists are dumb. That's a standard thing. But if you got a bassist friend, now you're attacking your friend. Now, if they're a good friend, that's fine. You want to attack them because that's what we do as guys. But,
Yes.
You can alienate your audience if you have somebody who's a bassist, and that's like, hey, that's kind of hurtful, man. I don't like that.
Yeah.
If assuming they understood the joke to begin with.
And
look at Glenn Fricker. I mean, we're being honest here,
dude.
He started the whole well, not really started it all, but he kind of put it out there more like, the bass players are idiots. Like,
Ward, I think you're being a little hard on the Beaver.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, it is fun.
That's what your mom said.
It is fun to I run my live stream, and you do as well, Ubi, kind of like a locker room, right? Which is like why everybody knows Brandy is what we would call in the streets in the 90s a down ass chick, because she's just she's just really funny in there. So you got yourself a good one there that can hang out in the locker room. But that is the best way. That's the best way to build camaraderie. If we can make fun of ourselves, we make fun of each other, everybody's laughing, nobody's getting too hurt. I think we had one instance on one of your live streams where there was some actual genuine back and forth going on, and I loved you put on your Papa Bear pants and sort of let everybody know that's not what we do here. And that was great, because that is, that's what you want the captain of the team to do, is like, hey, it's all fun and games here, okay? But we're not going to we're going to make fun of each other's moms. We're not going to actually bang each other's moms,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't know.
It's debatable sometimes.
I really enjoy your streams. You just, Jonathan, I know you work usually while Ubi's live streaming during the day and stuff like that, and time zones and everything. But he does this thing. We do a ball race. So he found a video thing, and you sign up for it, and then your ball has a name. It's like a marble race, right?
Yeah.
Down a track, and whoever can win. And so Ubi had made this song called Get Your Balls Out or whatever. And so it's every time midway through the stream, the ball jokes start flying. It's really funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's good
That's
stuff.
funny.
And it breaks up.
I
think for Ubi, gives his fingers a break, right? Lets him cool down a bit.
So if you want me to peel the curtain back just a little bit on that, the point of the marble race is that I structure my shows, my streams, like I'm doing a radio broadcast show. I actually, you guys, I don't have it physically written out on a sheet of paper. I have a clock. I have a show clock, just like I would in radio. And that is what is considered a specific pillar, a show. It's called a show pillar. It's designed for multiple things. Number one, you're absolutely right. It gives me a break, because usually I've played 3 or 4 straight songs at that point. And yeah, it's time to reset and all those sort of things. It becomes what is considered, like I said, it becomes a pillar. So everybody already knows it's coming that are regulars. So there's an anticipation on it. There's a payoff to it. And it's also something very important in streaming. It is an engagement, not metric, but an engagement lever that you can use. So the more that you can get your viewers engaged and physically active in what you're doing, the more they will become, this show is my show. It's not his show. It's my show. And they get invested in it. They come back more often. And it's, and more importantly, it's stupid fun.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
It's just a way for everybody to blow some steam off, and it gives me a chance to switch from guitarist mode into play-by-play mode. So I keep my my radio chops better because I'm giving you guys a full live play-by-play as if this is a live racing event of some sort of thing. When in reality, it's just balls randomly rolling down a track. So.
Well, you've been missing out on money because we've been making huge side bets every time, but
I'm working on that. So I'm working on the UBIE ball bet app that will actually allow me to take a rake off of what you guys are making on that.
Okay, all right, that's fair. That's
The
fair.
ball bet
You've
app.
earned it. That's funny. We also there's like running themes too, which I really appreciate. I don't know. It's just something about the fact that you stream so regularly. You know, I do my Friday night, but not everybody can make that. And I have my regulars, which is great. And much like your shill moment that you do at the end. So at the end of Ubi streams, he does a shill. So I always shill OnlyFrets on Wednesdays at the end of the stream to try and, you know, get guys over and showing up. And then I do something similar on my live where if you've put out new music, I'll just play it on my live stream. And I really love doing that. And that's a whole bunch of fun. So if you show up to my live and you have like a new track you recorded or something like that, I'll play it on my live stream and that gives me a break too. It's similar. And then the other thing is like the little side things in the chat, like we are Keith, right? Like we started that.
Yep.
Like his name is Robert Paulson, like from Fight Club. Like his name is Keith Melendez, and like so we are all Keith. We've been assimilated, and I don't know. It's just a whole mess of fun to like hang out and have a space on the internet where it's not just bashing and you have people that have your back in there. So nobody's going to be able to come in and like, you know, it's all mods. So like, we'll just ban you if you come in and be a dick. Like, you know, it is nice in a way.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. That's really, really cool. It's unique for sure.
Yeah. I don't really have like anything super planned out. Jonathan, is there any guitar news you wanted to touch on that we could get Ubi's perspective on?
Not overtly, like not like right on the surface. Let me do the old Google here. This is something that we do sometimes too. If you haven't caught on, we just are like, what's going on in the guitar world? Let's see.
Yeah, 2 yards. If you show up, if you can keep your young bud out of bed long enough and you show up, I'll definitely play your videos on there. Ubi did just get a guitar rack, and Jonathan just fell off the wagon with not buying guitars. Maybe we could talk about guitar excess a little if you can't find anything.
And that's true too. Yeah, I could. It's a good point because right at the end of last week's stream, that's when I kind of made the shocking announcement there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if a lot of people heard or saw or whatever, but I did like a small showcase of kind of what has transpired since.
Yeah, Ubi, Jonathan was doing a cleanse from buying guitars, and then the floodgates opened up, and he fell off the wagon in the most glorious way.
It's the same feeling as whenever I don't go to all y'all's mom's house for like a month, and it's like you get the blue balls kind of thing. Hey, look at that, more ball jokes. Yeah, it's the same kind of feeling. You just had to.
Yep.
But yeah. But no, it's
So Ubi just got that guitar rack. Ubi, what does that mean for your guitar collection moving forward, do you think?
Well, it means that I'm definitely playing other guitars more often because before, this corner over here was just a bunch of guitars stacked on top of each other.
Yeah. So
getting at the ones in the back, that my poor Kona has not seen the light of day nor the touch of man for so long. So I have been able to pull them off the rack, more often. It's also, for me, here's the biggest thing. My space here, we used to be about 2 feet by 3 feet. That was my entire creation space. Mm-hmm. That's one of the reasons why I'm all digitals, because, cost, obviously I can't afford to buy 10 amps, But even if I could afford to buy 10 amps, where the hell am I going to put them? So, especially with that tiny space, this forced me to rearrange the room a little bit. I've got now about 3x3, so I've gained some space. But more importantly, with that tiny space and me living with about 6 different guitars, I had to be ridiculously careful in my chair. I couldn't move very much. You know, if I bang into one, A, I'm probably going to do some finish damage, and B, it's probably going to cause a cascade. Now with these on the rack, they're up off the floor. They're higher than my chair height, so I can back up without being afraid I'm about to wreck several $100s worth of guitar equipment.
Yeah, your wife's a neighbor.
Have you ever considered taking a little bit off here to gain like another foot or so?
Actually, what we still have to do, I promised everybody we're going to do the Viking thing.
Yes.
So we're going to do the dual braids. But here's my problem. I can't find ties that are small enough that are going to work here that aren't very girly colors. I'm not opposed to that, but I'm trying to get the Viking look. So, but bright neon pink may not be the right look unless I'm going techno Viking, and I can't play EDM or techno, so we may not work that.
So
way.
What's wrong with pink? I'm just curious.
I love pink. As a matter of fact, I'm mad because the Brian was supposed to rig the drawing for the Ibanez gem that he had that is an awesome pink color. I'm pissed off because that was supposed to come to me, but I didn't win that.
Brian, what the hell, man? Rig it better. Ubi rigs the ball race every single time. Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's awesome. You know, obviously I've been, you know, a sub and watching you and hanging out with you online for, you know, I think maybe about a year now. Ed paid more. That's Ed paid more. That's funny.
Actually, you want to talk about somebody who is Brother Ed, Puppy Badass is one of the most supportive guys.
Yeah.
Most of those of us who with the long-term Patreons and those sort of things, he usually ends up twice on our lists. He doesn't have to be. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's awesome. Shout out to Puppy, man. He's great. And yeah, I just feel, I don't know, I always feel good when I come over onto your live streams. Ubi has these really great AI like videos for his lead up before he gets his stream going. And there's like Viking Ubi where, you know, and it's like all like motion videos. They're really good. I'll have to pick your brain on how you do that. But
absolutely incredibly simple.
Bar band Ubi, like country bar band Ubi, and like pixelated Ubi, and like all these different Minecraft, like all these different like versions of himself on there, and they're my favorite. I usually pick a favorite one every day. Like that one's really striking my mood today. Yeah, I'll hit you up on email sometime and get the goods on how you do that. But really, really cool. Let's see what's in the just in case someone is in here. They are not rigged. Yeah, they're not actually rigged. That's a joke. Paid enough during streams, gotten yeeted off the track. Yeah, that's another thing. The ball track, sometimes your ball just goes flying randomly out into space and you lose. And we say it's yeeted. Yeet, yeet, yeet. So you think you have plans for buying? There he is. There's Viking Ubi.
That's the wrestler Ubi.
Wrestling WWE Ubi, yeah.
Wrestler Ubi.
Dude, it's so good. They're so awesome. There, yeah. Valhalla Ubi.
There's Viking Ubi.
Yeah. It's almost like Hun Ubi. Crazy Ubi.
Crazy.
And then you were talking about other ones that I do, like pixelated Minecrafty style. Minecraft. You said you like cool. You like the honky tonk bar one. Where's it?
Oh, dude, that one's like one of my favorites. So funny.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's good. Kiss. Metal Ubi. Yeah.
So so all those are, just so that you know, here I'll go ahead and kill that. Yeah. Is that all those are is my I I do a lot of those aren't AI, they're real, according to Brian. That absolutely is real. So I do my thumbnails. I do a combination workflow of AI and then also Brandy and I are both creatives. I'm actually really good with Photoshop manipulation and those sort of things. So it's a combination of work, but there are some incredibly wonderful, fast, and most importantly, free tools out there to take any image you want and turn it into something good, like what we just did there. So I've already do these outlandish thumbnails to draw the attention and it was just I needed something for my pre-stream because I start my stream 10 minutes early.
Yeah.
And then I have my music playing and then a video loop. And I'm like, that video loop is okay, but it's boring. And so I was like, I was playing with the generative tools, and you can drop an image into Grok in their Imagine, and even in their free tier. It'll make you a 6-second video that look exactly like the ones that I just did there based off the image you had. So
very cool.
Huh.
Yeah, I've used like Copilot for like thumbnails for my songs that I put out and stuff like that, and put in, like my Tiny Flashlight song. That one I made the thumbnail on AI with just prompts or whatever, and it's cool, definitely. But I haven't delved into the like video aspect of it, but I kind of want to, because on Friday nights I like to set up my stream around like 9:30, and it'd be cool if I could have some like music and stuff running while I'm putting the kids to bed and reading books and stuff before I jump on. I really like that aspect because it creates this like vibe and pre-chat, so when somebody clicks on it to see and you're not live, they just go away. Whereas if you have that running, they know you're gonna be, eventually. And actually, another live streamer I frequent, or I used to until I started streaming on Fridays all the time. His name is Glam Metal Hippie, and shout out to his live streams. He plays like actual songs in the background while he plays guitar to it. So I don't know what he uses to zero out the guitar, but he'll play like he's
Moises,
got a big, Musos or Suno or whatever. Something, but he zeroes out the guitar and plays along to it, and it's a really fun live stream, super cool people, much like yours. But he runs a long video leading up to it while he takes shots of whatever he's taking shots of that night before he gets on.
Mine. So thanks to the fact that I use OBS, I can tell it to look in a directory and just play all the videos out of the directory in random order. So all mine is my initial scene is that there, and then I have one directory for the regular music shows, and I have one directory for the Tech Talk nights.
Nice.
And it just, that's all it does is it goes at the beginning when I turn that scene on, it goes, all right, this is all my videos. I'm just going to play them in a random playlist, and it just rolls through them. And so there's no additional work for me. When I get a new one, I throw it in the folder and I don't even think about it.
That's cool, man.
Automating that kind of stuff always makes things so easy.
What's that?
It's an automating stuff like that. I mean, you put in some work sometimes to do it, but once you do that, I mean, it just click of a button. I'm all about that.
Yeah. I was actually, speaking of that, Enzo, who just jumped in the chat, has a really great YouTube channel. He does mostly live streams as well. He's got some content up because he went to NAMM this year. And he and I actually just did like a FaceTime last weekend, and we were talking about automating the stream settings on OBS, because he's been kind of jumping around and trying different things. And I was like, I really like using OBS for my Friday Night Live, and Evie Mux, shout out to Brian, turning us onto this has been such a boon for OnlyFrets. I mean, how much easier this is for Jonathan and I to do.
Yeah,
but
we were having to send links and like link stuff together, and like it was crazy. Just we got it to work. we were probably doing it wrong, but I was like, this is the only way that because I sat here and spent like 2 days trying to figure out how to get this to work.
Yeah.
Not this, but OBS. And I was like, if you're
The,
streaming solo, OBS, 100% is the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
So if I do multiple people, I have to use a secondary service like Video Ninja, and then I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
I can approximate what you can do in EVMux or StreamYards with that, but it's actually for me it's heavier for me because it actually ends up where I run more bandwidth than I need to. So if I do get back into a podcast situation, I absolutely will use something like EVMux for it because it's actually designed for that. That's what this is. That's the target audience for this particular platform.
It's so much better than like StreamYard too. I've tried that before. They have probably accidentally fallen upon like one of the best multi-guest streaming platforms, and for a while there it was even easier for us to stream to both channels before we had the OnlyFrets channel on EVMux. The only problem with that was that we kept running into was it wouldn't update. So Brian was our guest on OnlyFrets for like 6 weeks in a row. And as much as we love Brian and would love to have him on again, you know, it was kind of I didn't want to insult people. Like we had Lucas Fowler on, and it said on one channel it said Lucas Fowler, on the other channel it said, you know, Brian from Searching for Tone. So it was just kind of like being able to nail it down to one single channel. We talked about this. We kind of took a step back in like subs and like all that stuff, but not really in viewership. Like the same homies show up every week. Who is the real searching? Aren't we?
The real Searching for Tone is whoever has his credit card.
Yes, that's right. that old Sweetwater credit card, man. That thing's on fire. But Enzo probably, when I was speaking with him, we probably will have him on at some point too. Don't mind my printer. He actually works with Hutch from McRockland and Hutch. He does all of Hutch's video editing, which is pretty cool. And so he might be a future guest, but I would love to get him into our community because he's just such a real dude. Like he fits right in. Super awesome dude. So Enzo, thanks for coming in. Brian, thanks for turning us on to EVMux and helping us all with our search for tone. The credit card, what does Brandy say? The credit card wins the day, man. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know why I've never thought of this. And this is a good segue into something I was want to talk about. Yeah. I should get Brad from Hop Frog on here.
Oh yeah.
That would be an interesting perspective. From the music store, yeah. So for anybody who doesn't know, there's a music store in my downtown area. I've been friends with the guy for years and years and years at this point. He's moved to the other location that he's at now, but like I was like one of his first customers, I'm pretty sure. And super cool dude. And I kind of wanted to bring it up. This is a good way to bring it up. So if anybody's seen the new Scream movie, I don't know if anybody's seen it yet.
My wife's going on Saturday with her friend.
So if you look close, you'll actually see that music store in there because it was that part of that movie was filmed in downtown Dallas.
Oh, cool.
In my like hometown. So yeah, he's got like memorabilia in there from the movie, and like when we were walking through downtown, like the flagpoles would say like "Welcome to Pine Grove" or whatever it was. The theater downtown had stuff on it that was like movie props, and I was walking around one day and I was sitting here thinking like, because this was before I knew that, I was like, what's with all this like weird stuff? Like, what is that? And I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, that sounds familiar. It's like, that's the town from Scream. So I looked it up and it was like, oh, they're filming this down here. So like Matthew Lillard was down there, and what's her face that played the main girl or whatever, she was down through there at one point in time.
That's
awesome. Really cool. Never heard of me, but like they use our downtown for a lot of movies. Like John Cena's been down through there a bunch. They filmed Stargirl down there. Like they use it, So
well, people like
But anyway, yeah. If anybody goes and sees it,
town vibe,
take a look for it.
Back when Portland was smaller, Portland, Oregon, they filmed part of Free Willy over there, and there's like I used to live by the the mechanic shop that Michael Madsen owned and operated in that movie was in Portland, Oregon, and I used to live right by it. Used to walk by it going to 7-Eleven, but always cool. We grew up.
Now, are you talking about Dallas, Georgia, or are you talking about Dallas, Texas?
She's talking about Texas. That's why I didn't jump in. It's like I know that you're from Georgia, not from Texas, like we are. So
yeah, Dallas is a town I grew up in. Realistically, I still live here. It's in Northwest Georgia. That's where they filmed it at. Because I was sitting here like, oh, that's interesting. I've never met anybody else that was like from here. So there you go. But anyway, yeah. So
Dallas, Georgia. Dallas, Georgia.
No,
Dallas,
we're from DFW originally. Well, the area for DFW. So
I've only been there once. My wife found out she had a sister that lives out in McKinney. So we drove out there, and it was a fun 14-hour drive. So. But
see, I used to live in. I helped put a radio station on the air down in Mobile, Fairhope. And we lived in Pascagoula while I was doing that, which is stupid. But hey, I made that drive from Pascagoula to Mobile daily, and the vehicle didn't like that. But yeah, we've been in that area. Well, the opposite end of the state area, but you know what I'm talking about.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm like maybe 30, 45 minutes from the Alabama line where I'm at. So I'm like, I don't ever go that way. I don't, the times that I have been through Alabama, which has really been to drive down to Florida, I'm not impressed with it. To be honest with you.
It's not that impressive. Not so don't feel bad.
No. Yeah, it's not. It is not at all.
I'm hoping my printer runs out of paper soon. My wife's on a printing spree upstairs. That's the nice part about having a Wi-Fi printer and the negative.
Hey, at least yours works. I was going to say mine, I'll have it plugged in and it will not work. I cannot print from the computer, my phone, and then I'll finally get it to work, and then it'll reset, and it wants to print out those test pages. I've printed this thing has printed out more test pages on its own than I've actually printed out documents on it.
It feels like they made them crappy on purpose. Like somebody
they probably
saw the scene from Office Space movie where they get mad at the printer, and they were like that, but in every home in America.
Great marketing. We want people to advertise, and it's like, no, it's not good marketing at all.
Oh, that's
it could be like the McDonald's CEO.
So
all that crap.
Oobs, what's the future of your YouTube channel looking like these days, man? What's your vision?
Well, honestly, I might end up scaling back the streaming a little bit. It looks like employment is in my very near future, next month most likely. So, and it's been desperately needed. I'm going to put it that way, but it will. I guarantee the midday streams are going to go away during the week. So that means other people's. I will still be entertaining people during the middays. It's just going to be on the people who live near where I'm at, because I'm going back into radio. So most likely the Monday night will probably the Monday night might stay where it's at. Tuesday is definitely going to stay where it's at. And I will likely move into a Saturday stream so that I can have a day stream because I actually have quite a few folks from over in Europe and the like that are fans and the like. And are kind of regular-ish. So I like to give them a chance to also be able to participate. So I like to have a mix of times, which is why my schedule is kind of where it's at. But so that will definitely it'll curtail the streaming a little bit, but it also means that stream production quality is probably going to go up because I will no longer be the poor boy that I am.
Yeah.
So we can maybe do some investment in some better stuff like real lighting, a real camera, actually not being in a coffin corner like I am.
I'm sure Searching for Tone could just let you use his credit card, and it's okay.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome in, Jared.
He'll still get the bills.
That's my plan, at least.
Well, that is the benefit, right, of YouTube being more hobby based than attempting to attempting
Take it easy.
to monetize it entirely, or having that be like a need, right? Like monetization is great as long as it's not a need. You guys are making me feel left out. Finally, I'm gonna put my blue lights back on. I'm the only one without glasses on here. But I do like. I think it'll be like you said, the benefits will outweigh. You won't be as stressed, you won't have those, hopefully you won't have those days where you show up and you kind of just like grind it out a little bit.
Yeah. So
But
right
do
now
you
the
feel like going back
monetization.
into radio?
Well, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I've never mentally checked out of radio. I never left radio. Leaving radio wasn't something that I did because I was forced out of it or I was burned out of it. It just wasn't in the cards for where we were at. But the monetization on the channel right now, what I would always would have wanted for the monetization for the channel is to pour that right back into the community. That is my eventual goal.
Yeah.
But right now that monetization is actually sustaining us. So
Right.
anytime that we get a tip that comes through, a super chat comes through or whatever, the off platform tips, that means that is straight into the account and it's going to be spent on something that's needed.
Yep.
The YouTube stuff takes longer to get through, but it cashes out in a chunk, so that also has ways to weigh in. Once we get MOVO, though, the monetization will shift exactly back into what I was doing. Because if you remember, we've given out a couple of laptops on the screen to creators. We've given out an interface. We've given out other equipment and those sort of things to help in that embrace the suck thing. And that's what I want to get back to doing. Less so. I'm not really worried about doing. I don't want to do. I may get into doing giveaways, but it's more of a, hey guys, this month we're helping this creator. This is who we're going to uplift, and we're going to get other channels up and off the ground so that we're all out there doing something awesome. And the best thing that we could possibly get is we have so many creators that at any given time you can pop into somebody who's streaming or doing a premiere, and you got to hang out to be with. I mean, what an amazing goal that would be for our community if we could get to that point.
Well, I just love
Yeah,
that about
absolutely.
you, is that that's your mindset. And maybe this was sort of like a meant to be sort of situation where like you've built this community of really supportive, both emotionally, financially. People show up. Everybody kind of you'll put out somebody's GoFundMe if they need help with. I think we helped Jeremy out with a new car battery the other week, or like whatever it is. Nobody really bats an eye at that, and that is like the one of the best parts of your community there, our community. And maybe like you said, no longer will you have to spend that money on groceries, but you're already in the mind frame that these people we've all come together and given each other so much. It just makes it that much more rewarding and easy to give back later on when you don't need that money to buy toilet paper or whatever. So it's it's definitely could turn out as meant to be. It's really, really cool.
Now, do you feel like if you go back into radio, like, do you think it would potentially have an effect on your streams, or like maybe you would feel after doing the work for the day to come home and be like, oh, I gotta do a live stream, and it's like would you experience the burnout with a live stream after doing it all day in radio is what I'm saying, or like for the however long you do it on.
No, absolutely. It would, that will 100% affect the energy levels that I have for live streams, and what I what I will mentally be able to do and those sort of things. And that's actually that's a something that we have to face as creators in general, but it's also something that I understand for myself from a programming standpoint. And that's actually where I'll restructure those. When I say I have a show, my live streams are, like I said, based on a show clock. It's based on an actual the way I would approach is if it was a broadcast position. And so what I'll do is I will take a look at that and I will restructure it so that my lower energy levels will not impact what I'm able to do with that. So it may be less guitar playing, more additional things that we're doing, more hangouty type stuff and those sort of things. And it'll grow organically, but I guarantee you, yes, absolutely, it's going to affect the amount of energy I can bring to a stream and the amount of focus I can put into it.
Yeah, and you could also restructure some of that too into like more, kind of like how you do with the ball race thing. You could do more creative. If you're not doing guitar, you fill that segment maybe with some other thing that could take off. So and I asked that because I'm not on radio, but I do a lot of public speaking. I do a lot of public events and stuff like that. Essentially, at the core, I'm like a DJ, but I do a lot of talking, and I kind of struggle with that sometimes too. Where if it's I make a video the day that I have an event, because I have them weekly. So if I made a video on like a Monday and I was like, man, I put all my energy and all this time into that, but like, oh, I got to go do this and talk to people for, almost 2 hours. I kind of get that same way where I will go up there and I'll feel myself like, man, I don't have this energy. Like I'm supposed to be like hyping these people up kind of thing. And there are some nights where I leave, I'm like, I didn't do my best there. So I didn't know if that was just a me thing or if that was something other people experienced. So.
Yeah, no, especially in a performance type situation. Luckily, the two positions that I'm looking at here will not be quite as on air heavy. I'm actually middle management level in radio. One is one is a true blue operations manager position with a voice track show. Voice track shows are significantly easier to do than a live show, simply because you have it's a time crunch because you don't do it too far ahead, because then your stuff is stale. But if you're too late, then you're on too much of a time crunch. So it's one of those fit it in the right times, but then you've got several takes per. So it's a totally different situation from having that always on live energy. And then the other position I'm looking at is also a technical role. It's similar to an operations manager with some of the stuff taken out of it. And that one doesn't have a dedicated shift. It's fill-ins. It's fill-in on air. So I will be. I won't have as much of that tank depleted. But I guarantee you, if I was doing a full show like most small market radio station, if you are going to be an air talent, a live air talent, you'll have a 4-hour show. And usually, if you're working for a cluster, you will then have to voice track a 4-hour show for another station. So you want to talk about running on empty as far as performance ability, man. I don't know. I don't think that I would maybe do a single Saturday stream in that situation. There's no way I would even try to do a weeknight stream if that was what I was in.
Right.
Yeah. It takes
good
a certain amount
Very
of,
interesting.
Of your being, your soul, your essence or whatever to do, like Jonathan was saying, like even I wouldn't stream, like I wouldn't want to like run a t-ball practice and then have to come home and live stream. I don't do as much as you guys do in the public sphere necessarily, but that would absolutely crush my outward energy, because I'm running around with kids and get over here and quit doing that and blah, 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 blah. And it's just a lot of talking. It's a lot of interaction.
Right.
To then come home and be like, I just kind of want to go to bed. Like,
you have to set all your stuff up and then, hey guys, how's it going? That whole thing. Yeah. Cause it's like, you did that for hours at a time. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, Ubi, as a professional, is this a good radio voice?
So that's a real good so it's a real good puker that you've got there.
Yeah.
And as an actual program director / operations manager, you would be in my office. We would be looking at your air check tape.
Okay.
And the word "don't" and "never" would be used a lot.
Are we going through ASMR themes these days in 2026?
So, and I say that now, it's going to depend on format, obviously. If for example, if we were running a legitimate attempting to be old school top 40, but not current top 40, but if we were doing a classic hits, as if top 40 was a thing again. For example, each show is going to be, this is the top 40 from 1976 on this day, then yes, absolutely, we could use that voice in there because it would be a flavor for it. But nothing else. It does not fit with anything else that modern radio does anymore. And
that's funny.
as I said, those two words would be used a lot. They would not be the words I would use the most. The words I use the most would have 4 letters in them, and they would be coming fast and hard.
Well, Chris, the good thing about easy listening is that your mom loves it. So, you know, we could definitely work with that.
especially fast and hard. No, and see, and that's something too, like, because I know this is the end of the stream and everything,
Sure.
almost, but just with like getting like a radio, you know, someone that's worked in radio's perspective, something that I've been trying to do too is focus more on, I guess, my timbre in how I do performances and enunciating words more. Like there's a guy that I follow, Instagram, Facebook, wherever I happen to see him. He's an Australian guy. He's like a vocal coach, I guess. And he's taught me a lot, but it's like, there's a lot that I still struggle with voice wise, and like trying to do like the performance of it. Like I've been doing this for about going on 2 years at this point. That's something that I've actually dabbled into. I'm like, it'd be cool to start like a radio station, or get on the radio. And what kind of gives me a little sense of like, going to Sean's point where it's like overdoing it. There's a guy on a local radio station. Well, it's worldwide, but it's like a radio station that's been revived. He's very much like just a dude on the radio. They put him in front of a mic and he'll just kind of talk, you know, and he's like, he kind of just talks like this, and he's got his ums and his ahs and his, you know, it's not
Polished.
professional.
Yeah.
It's not polished. It's not professional, but it's kind of like refreshing to not have like Sean's take of like, here's this perfect guy on the radio doing this thing. Like
my take is a caricature.
101.5. No, he's not doing that. Yeah, he's not doing that. He's like
FM.
I'm very much just a guy. Yeah, and he's like, we're gonna play this next song, and like he doesn't do anything with his voice. He just sounds like a dude. And you know, I don't know if that's something that the radio world necessarily looks for, is just someone like that, or if they do look for a specific personality.
It depends. You know? It mainly depends on the market. So it's a combination of the market size and the format as to what type of voice that you're trying to match up. Most markets these days, you can get away with a very conversational but polished voice. So something similar to what I'm using right now is kind of the standard that they're looking for. They want somebody who can sound like, if you're driving down the road, they're sitting there talking to you in the passenger seat. That's the what they're aiming for. But you still have to have good diction, good enunciation. You have to be clear. All those things are very important. So that's why it has to have a touch of polish on it. So the guy that you just described there is somebody that would be a great raw talent for a small market PD to go, good, let's put you on the air. You're comfortable talking in a comfortable tone. Now, let's sand off your crutches and let's sand off your all of the bits where you are not quite as structured, so that we don't take away your natural sound, but so that people are not, listening to you and going, yeah, this guy's a little unpolished. You want just a touch of polish, but a little bit of rough edge on it for a small market. Having said that, somebody with your skills and abilities and the things that you have done and the willingness to learn, you could easily, well, I say easily, relatively easily, get into a small market radio position as a talent, but you'd have to be willing to move. And that's the key thing, because in radio, especially in small markets, you're going to have to go where there's an opening. But if you can put together a decent air check where you can make it sound like you have actually taken an air shift, even if you've never done in your life, a small market program director is going to look at that and go, we can give this guy a shot. And so getting into it at that level, it's not super difficult. You just have to be willing to move more than anything.
Yeah. Interesting. Here's the guy. Yeah. Here's the guy I emulate. This is just a dad in his car on Instagram. I'll just play this before we go off, but he is so funny. He created this because they had a baby, and so he created this like radio thing called the Baby FM. Hold on.
The Baby FM. That was Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Coming up next, we've got the wheels of the bus go round and round. Stick around, because at the top of the hour, we're giving away a pacifier.
See, to me, that's more like a sportscaster type.
Yeah.
Like The comedian Godfrey does one perfect, and I'm like, I wish I could do that just for the impression. But I've always loved like the sportscaster, like, and I can't do it. I can't get like the nasal.
Booyah!
I can't do that.
Stuart Scott.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Yeah, boom goes the dynamite.
Yeah, if you really want a good one, go back and listen to some of Bob Euchre's stuff. That's
yeah.
the reason why
Euchre,
they're called the reason why that style is called a puker is because of Bob Euchre. Really,
I'm Casey Kasem, and this is America's Top 100.
There you go.
Now I'll tell you what I got. For this is for those of us who are older. So I obviously like a lot of folks. I have worked fast food back when I was in a totally different UBI in a totally different lifetime. But I would work the drive-throughs, and I would give them the movie phone voice. Welcome to Jack in the Box. May I take your order? And it'd be like, are you the movie phone guy? I would literally get people asking that, and that was the highlight of my day.
That's funny. That's great.
That's funny.
When I worked at Jack in the Box, I never did that, but I should have for sure.
I learned recently your voice is an instrument, and
Yeah.
you got to play with it. You got to play with your voice, and trust me, it's that guy that I was talking about. I got to remember his name, man, but he's a great like vocal like coach, I guess is what you would call him. But yeah, I've learned a lot from him, and I try to utilize it a lot.
Well, Ubi, dude, thank you so much for coming on here and hanging out with us. Dude.
Absolutely, yeah, it was a great episode, man.
Ton of fun, and good luck in your job search, man. I know it's all going to work out as intended. Thanks to everybody who jumped in with us today. You know, the crew, the boys, and the girl, Brandy. Thanks for hanging out with us.
There's a joke there somewhere.
Jack in the Mayo.
Jack in the Mayo.
Oh,
yeah.
There is a joke in there. Let's just skip that one.
You know, your mom loves smoky cheddar mayo. It is what it is. Well, again, yeah.
She likes when I jack in her box.
Everybody who isn't sub to Ubi, I don't think there's a single person in here that isn't, but if you're not, go do it. Put all his links down below, Patreon and the like. And yeah, man, we'll do it again sometime soon, hopefully.
Absolutely. I would be down for that.
Right on. All right. Well, thanks, guys. We're going to end it here, and we'll catch y'all next week on OnlyFrets.